Okay guys, welcome to this revision video for paper 3 maths for Wednesday, June the 14th, 2023. So this is a bunch of questions that I've got from AQA and OCR looking at random exam style questions for the higher tier, okay, and then there are a few questions at the end of this year for the foundation tier as well, okay, from the OCR exam, okay, but yeah, this is appropriate, yeah, for Edexcel, OCR and AQA for the paper 3 exam. And yeah, and most of this video here is looking at higher tier only, but as I go through I'll try to point out which questions may appear on both foundation and higher, okay, to allow everybody here that is doing like both tiers to dip in and out of this video as and when they need to. Okay, so I got these questions here from the June 2019 paper 3, yeah, higher tier, okay, for this first section, yeah, AQA exam board. Okay, we're going to start with question number 1. Work out £1.50 as a fraction of 60p. So that would be 1.5 or 1.50, okay, out of 0.6, okay, 0.60, I'll write it as, okay. I'm going to multiply, okay, top and bottom by 100, so I get 150, okay, 60ths. Now, if I bring that into my calculator here, because that will obviously simplify it for me straight away. So if I bring that into my calculator, or I ping it into my calculator, okay, you will get the answer of 5/2. Okay, essentially I've divided top and bottom by 30, but of course it is a calculator paper, so please do make use of your calculator in your exam. Okay, so the answer is 5/2. Okay. Question number 2. For a biased dice, the probability of rolling a 6 is 3/5. Circle the probability that of two sixes. Sorry, circle the probability of 2 6s when the dice is rolled twice. So I'm going to do 3/5 times 3/5. Okay, so these are what I call independent events, which means that the probability of the first outcome does not affect or depend on the probability of the second outcome. Okay, and vice versa. The probability of the second outcome is not dependent on the probability of the first outcome. Okay. So multiplying fractions, I multiply the numerators together, I multiply the denominators together. 3 times 3 is 9, and 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, so 9/25, okay, which is going to be option number 3. Okay, and last point for this question, the word biased in maths means not fair. Okay, so normally when you obviously roll like, yeah, like we say, like, it's, yeah, fair sided, like six-sided dice, then the probability of obviously getting a 6, okay, theoretically is actually 1/6. Okay, obviously 1/6 does not equal 3/5 in this case, actually, yeah. So in this context, because 3/5 share is much larger than 1/6, okay, we class that as like a biased, yeah, dice, okay, because here there's a higher chance that it lands on a 6 than it does for any other number, if that makes sense. So the word biased in maths or in general, yeah, means it's not fair. Yeah, it is not equally spread between one another, actually, in terms of outcomes. Okay, question number 3. Circle the lowest common multiple LCM of 5, 15, and 25. So the smallest number that appears in all 3 times tables. Okay, 5, okay, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, 30. So we'll stop there actually for a second. Okay, next one we'll do 15, 30. Okay, I can just stop there actually because I've got 30 twice. The next one, obviously, yeah, I've obviously got 25 actually, so I might have to go obviously a bit further, to 25, okay, 50, 75, and 100. Okay, so we'll go a bit, actually, yeah, we will go obviously a bit further for that one. Okay, we'll do 45 for this one, then we'll do 60, and then we'll do 75. And obviously 5 appears, yeah, obviously, yeah, 15 times. Okay, so 75 is the lowest common number, okay, the smallest number that appears in all 3 times tables. Okay, so yeah, so write out your times table or times tables list. Okay, so this one, yeah, it would be 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65 and 70. Okay, so 5 is actually a factor of all three numbers. Okay, 45 doesn't obviously appear in the 15 times tables. Neither for 25 times tables. Okay, that one appears in all three, but that one's not the smallest possible one. So that obviously I've got to rule those out. Okay, so that's the answer for that question. Okay, question number 4: circle the two roots, okay, of this equation. Okay, so it's factorized for us here. So either the first bracket equals 0, so either x subtract 5 equals 0, or x plus 3 equals 0, okay? Because it comes from the idea that if one bracket equals 0, then the whole thing obviously must equal 0, because obviously I've got like a times here, like in between the brackets. Okay, anything times 0 is always going to be 0. So if I solve the first one here, I'm going to get x is equal to 5 by adding 5 to both sides, respectively, to balance it respectively. So I add 5 here. So one of them is going to be 5, and then the next one, and then this one here, if I subtract 3 on both sides to balance the equation respectively, I get x is equal to -3 or -3. So that'll be option number 2, okay? And that's my answer for that one, okay? So if it's factorized, guys, do not bother expanding again. So it's given to you in like a factorized form, okay? It's that rule of the first bracket equals 0 or the second bracket equals 0, and you solve each equation like obviously separately, to work out the two solutions. Okay, so a quadratic, generally speaking, will always have two distinct real solutions, okay, in general. Okay, question number 5: on the grid, draw an enlargement of the triangle with a scale factor of a half. So it means everything is obviously going to be half the size. So if I look here, that goes across 4 and it goes up 6. Okay, so half of 4 is going to be 2. So, and then half of 6 is going to be 3. Okay, and then with my ruler and pencil, obviously I can't obviously do it on here because I've not got like an online ruler and pencil. But make sure to obviously use your ruler and pencil, guys, in the exam, and be as accurate as possible. Okay. Like I don't normally, I used to never be obviously picky actually when it comes to actually drawing actually, but always in maths, try to be as accurate as possible, especially when you're doing like a lot of actually drawing, for like enlargements, or like translations, or rotations, and so on and so forth. Question 21 actually, so I got this here from the OCR paper. Okay, 21A. So straight line has the equation y is equal to 2x minus 1. Write down the gradient. So the gradient is a number in front of the x. It's the coefficient of x. That will be equal to 2. Okay, so the gradient, remember, is always in the form y is equal to mx plus c for a straight line. And m is your gradient, guys. And c is your y-intercept. So c is where it crosses on the y-axis, okay, or y-axis. Okay, so remember that for your exam, guys. So y-intercept, okay. Okay, for part B, here are the equations of 4 straight lines. Okay, part I, which of the 4 straight lines here is parallel to y equals 2x minus 1? So parallel means it has the same gradient, so the same coefficient of x, the same number in front of x. In this case, the number has to be 2, so it will be y is equal to 2x plus 3. Okay. So parallel, guys, means it has the same gradient, the same coefficient of x in the form y is equal to mx plus c, okay, i.e. the same value of m, okay, the same number in front of the x, okay, so make sure that you're happy with that. Part I, a student says y is equal to half x plus 4 is the steepest out of the 4 lines here because it has the largest number added. Okay, explain why it's actually wrong. Well, the steepest here, so that actually depends on the actual number in front of the x. So a half is actually smaller than 1, smaller than 2. Okay, so actually y is equal to 2x plus 3 is actually the steepest, okay, because steepness depends on literally the actual word gradient. Okay, so the bigger the coefficient of x, the bigger the number in front of the x is, okay, that's obviously positive. and or negative here technically, yeah, the actual steeper the line is, okay, is the steepest, okay. So essentially, it is like the largest value of m, okay, as it has largest gradient. Sorry about my handwriting, guys. As it has largest gradient, okay. That, okay. Question number 12. So rearrange this formula to make W the subject. Again, another hot topic, guys, here for like a paper 3. Okay, so rearranging formulae or formulae. Okay, so P is equal to 2W plus H. So I'm going to subtract 2H on both sides. Okay, I treat this method exactly like I'm solving an equation, but I keep obviously the actual letters together here, hence why it's called a formula. Okay, so P subtract 2H is equal to 2W, okay, and then I'm going to divide everything, both sides, by 2, okay, so I'm going to have P subtract 2W, okay, all over 2, sorry, P subtract 2H, sorry, I apologize, that's my fault there, is equal to W, okay, so W is equal to P subtract 2H all over 2, okay, and that's the answer for that one, guys. Okay, question number 7 actually, so back to the AQA questions. So two solids J and K have the same density. Complete the table, include your units and your answers. So remember, guys, the formula for density is mass divided by volume, so mass over volume, okay. So it's 48 divided by 8, which will be 6. Yeah, so it's 6 grams per cubic centimeters, okay. For that one, okay. So 48 divided by 8, yeah, for that one, okay. And again, use your calculator if you're not sure, actually, okay. So it is a calculator paper, remember. Okay, the next one. So if I do, so obviously it is going to have the same density. It says actually from the first sentence. So it's 6 grams per cubic centimeters, okay, or per centimeters cubed. If I do 78 divided by 6, so I'll work out actually, but obviously it is a calculator paper actually in the exam. Okay, 6 into 7 go once with 1 left over. 6 into 18 goes 3 times. So, yeah, so the volume actually will actually be 13 cubic centimeters, or 13 centimeters cubed. Okay, and that's my answer for that question. Okay, question number 8. Rearrange y is equal to 3x subtract 2 to make x the subject. So your answer, when I'm going to add 2 to both sides, okay, to balance each side respectively. So y plus 2 is equal to 3x. I'm then going to divide both sides by the 3. So I get y plus 2 all over 3 is equal to x. And we can see that that is option number 2. So I'm going to circle option number 2, guys. Okay. Question 12. A straight line has gradient 4 and passes through the point 523. Okay. Work out the equation of the line, give your answer in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So if you remember actually, guys, yeah, so m is our gradient, so y is equal to 4x plus c. Okay, I can just sub in here 4 straight away for m. I'm now going to substitute in the coordinates, so x equals 5, y equals 23 to work out the value for c. So substitute it in, guys, I'm going to have 23 is equal to 4 lots of 5. So 4 lots of 5 plus c, or 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is 20, so 20 plus c is equal to 23. Okay, I'm now going to subtract 20 on both sides, okay, to balance. Yeah, it should actually be like a 3 there, guys, I apologize. Okay, 3 is equal to c, therefore c is equal to 3, guys. Okay, yeah, so the 3 dots there just means therefore. So our final answer is y is equal to 4x plus 3, okay. And if you're wondering or interested in what it actually looks like roughly, yeah, so as like a rough sketch, it will look something like this. Okay, yeah, it passes through the point 3 on the y-axis. Obviously, it's probably a bit more steep actually than that, okay. But like, yeah, that is like a rough sketch, of that line there, okay? So yeah, if the gradient is positive, it's this way. If it's negative, remember, if it's negative, then it's in this direction, okay? Okay, yeah, so make sure that you're happy with that. So yeah, negative m I've put here, and then I've put positive m for that, okay? So make sure that you're happy with that in the exam. Yeah, they may obviously ask you like a graph question, yeah, that involves like a negative gradient or a positive gradient, okay? Next question, so simplify fully this algebraic fraction. Okay, multiplying fractions, I multiply the top parts together and the bottom parts together. So I'm going to have on the top, I'm going to have a cubed b squared c. So I'll write it in alphabetical order here just to make it easier. All over, okay, a b to the 5 c d. Okay, now start to simplify here and cancel it down here. So I can cancel the c's, they just have to go to 1. Okay, I can cancel here the b squared, so divide top by shape by b squared, so that'll be 1 there. That will now be b cubed. Yeah, if you take off 2 from 5, and think of it as that as a to the 1. So divide top and bottom by a, so that become a squared. Okay, so I have actually, so I have on the top, I have a squared, because I have a squared times 1 times 1, which is just going to be a squared, all over, so being careful here, so all over b cubed d, okay? And again, that is a very, very strong, hot topic, particularly for like a paper 3 AQA higher tier, okay, yeah, and also OCR higher tier, I'd say actually, as well as here, okay, and even Edexcel actually possibly, yeah, but yeah, that is quite a common question, yeah, that has actually appeared here in the AQA higher tier papers here for papers 2 and 3. Okay, right, so yeah, a few more questions, guys. Okay, so question 18. So write x brackets 3x minus 9 in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are integers. So I'm going to expand the bracket on the left hand side. So x times 3x is going to be 3x squared. Okay, x times negative 9 is going to be minus 9x or negative 9x. That's going to be equal to 4. I'm now going to subtract 4 on both sides, okay, to get it, so it's in the form here, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, so I have 3x squared, okay, subtract 9x, subtract 4, okay, is equal to 0, okay, and this is obviously, like an important point in the exam, guys. Whenever you are solving a quadratic equation, okay, it must be equal to 0, okay, it cannot be equal to a number, okay, it has to be in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, okay, it has to equal 0. If it doesn't equal 0, then you rearrange it so it's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, okay. For part B, solve the equation here, give your answer to 2 decimal places, again as here, so yeah, the equation here is 3x squared minus 9x subtract 4 is 0. Now a little hint, guys, here, obviously it's a calculator paper here, so if it says give your answer to 2dp, then I'll be using the quadratic formula, okay, or completing the square method. Yeah, so the quadratic formula, is given to you on the sheet here for this year's exam, is x is equal to minus b, okay, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, all over 2a. Okay, so obviously a is the coefficient of x squared, so a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 9, and c is equal to negative 4. Okay, I'm going to substitute these into the formula. Okay, I'm going to simplify it, and then obviously ping it or bing it into my calculator to work out a solution. So x is equal to minus b, so that'll equal to 9. Okay, yeah, because it'll be minus 9, plus or minus the square root of b squared. So obviously, that'll obviously be 81. Okay, minus 4 lots of 3, so that'll be negative 12, times by minus 4, that'll be positive 48. Yeah, we need to obviously simplify that. Sorry guys, I'm doing it one go actually, but hopefully you're happy with that. Okay, and then 2 times 3 on the bottom will be 6. Okay, so simplify this part on the top. okay, I'm going to have x is equal to 9 plus or minus the square root of, well, that would be 129 if I'm not actually mistaken, all over 6, okay, and then, yeah, that will obviously be our solution, and then ping it into our calculator. So we'll obviously have two solutions. We'll have the positive version and we'll have the negative version. So 9 plus the square root of 129 all over 6, or x is equal to 9 subtract 129, sorry, root 129 here, all over 6, okay. Okay, so if you put it in the calculator, yeah, you'll obviously get your two answers. Okay, yes, you would obviously get x equals a number and x equals another number, okay, for that one, okay, and obviously make sure that, yeah, you obviously round your answer to 2dp, okay. So working out actually quickly, guys, yeah, so I'll work it out quickly. I'll just get my online calculator up, sorry. So I've got 9 plus the square, oops. Okay. And then divide it by 6. So the first one, I get 3.39 to 2 decimal places, okay, for the positive root. And then for the second one, okay, I'm going to do, oh, sorry, sorry guys. $129, okay, press equals and then divide it by 6. So you will get minus 0. Okay, so 0.39 to 2dp, guys, for that one. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Okay, the next one, d is directly proportional to the square of v. So when d is 6, v is 20. Work out an equation connecting d and v. Okay, so d is proportional, so d is equal to some constant multiplied by v squared. Yeah, so the square of v here means v squared. Okay, when d is 6, v is 20, so k lots of 20 squared. Okay, so I'm going to have 6 all over 20 squared. That will equal to k. So k is equal to 6/400. Okay, or I can simplify that, okay, to 3/200. Okay, so the equation would be d is equal to 3/200, okay, of v squared. Okay, so that is that one there. Okay, 20b. So work out the value of d when v is 30. So substituting in v is equal to 30, so that'll be 30 squared actually, that'll obviously be 900, so that'll be 3 200ths multiplied by 900. Yes, so obviously being careful here, and obviously enter this in the calculator. Okay, I can just obviously divide top and bottom actually by 100, so I'll have 27 halves, okay, for the value of d. Okay, so 27 halves, or 13.5, okay, or 13.5, okay. So the last few questions, guys, here for today's video. Okay, sorry for actually rushing actually now. Yeah, here is a sketch here of y is equal to 2 to the x. On the x above here, sketch the curve here, y is equal to 3 to the x. So same idea, yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a bit more steeper. So it looks something like that actually, but then it will like shoot obviously, obviously a bit more steeper, because that is like a geometric, like a geometric progression, guys. Yeah, so yeah, when x equals 0, 3 to 0 is going to be 1, 3 to 1 is going to equal 3, 3 squared equals 9. Yeah, so yeah, it's 3 1 3 9 27. Okay, so that is obviously going to be bigger than the 2 times table, which is obviously geometric. So obviously it'd be 2 4 8 16 actually 32, so on and so forth. Okay, yeah, so hopefully it actually makes sense to you. Sorry that I actually stuttered actually there a bit. Okay, but yeah, it looks something, okay, like that. Okay, 26, guys. So we've got some composite functions. Yeah, so h of x, yeah, so I'll put in obviously h of x, and then I'll apply g to it. So g of x cubed, okay, so substitute, in it, obviously x cubed into g of x is equal to 24, obviously based on that. So that'll obviously mean 16 subtract x cubed is equal to 24. So rearrange this here by adding x cubed here to both sides, and obviously take away 24. So I'm going to have 16 take away 24, okay, is equal to x cubed. So x cubed is equal to 8. Okay, x is the cube root of negative 8 or minus 8. Okay, because the opposite of cubing here is going to be cube root. So cube root both sides, and we're going to get negative 2, okay, on our calculator. Okay, so x is equal to minus 2, and this topic here is called composite functions. Yeah, so CF for composite functions. Okay, and that is like another hot topic here for like a paper 3. Okay, question 2, use your calculator to obviously work out this. So that will obviously give me 14 when I type in my calculator, plus 29. So that will give me the answer of 43. The next one, when I enter in my calculator, so work out the value of 4 to the power of 5. That means 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. Okay, and that gives the answer of 512 when you ping it into your calculator. Yeah, so you press, the one that says, I think it is like an XY button. I think it's on your calculator. Yeah, so obviously enter 4 for X, obviously 5 for Y. And that'll obviously be your answer there. Okay, so hopefully it made sense actually. Sorry for actually rushing this last part here, but hopefully you're happy with that. But again, obviously go over any bits here that you're not obviously sure about. Okay, but question 23 here is looking like what we call like exponential graphs. Okay, but again, sorry for actually stuttering on that question and stammering a bit. Hopefully it makes sense. Okay, any questions, any queries, let me know. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all inside the next revision video. Okay, bye for now, take care. All the best with paper 3, guys, and your other exams, okay, and your other subjects. Okay, see you soon. Okay, bye for now, take care, all the best.